Greetings, Scorpio. This is Damien with HK Readings, Healing Culture Tarot, and I'm here to do you guys' reading. It's essentially going to be for the entire remainder of January. So for the last 2 weeks, consider this like a mid-monthly, if you will. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and or Jupiter are the placements that I read for here at HK Readings. We're going to be using the 2 decks that I chose are the Moonology deck here and the Gypsy Sibylla Oracle deck. So we've got 2 Oracle decks that we're going to be using for you guys' reading. And I just kind of want to go ahead and get into it. I hope everyone's doing well and that this message is receiving you well. Take only the parts of this that resonate with you. The rest that doesn't is someone else's story, and that's okay, you know. Any of the remaining clarity that you may need outside of, not making anything fit, it will come to you. Trust. This is a space to, to definitely relax, to be zen, and to tap in, to connect with whatever naturally just feels right. So we've got full moon, surrender to the divine. So I do see off the bat that there's some communication that's wanting to come in that might be facing some resistance. And we've got mutable moon, nothing is set in stone. So the interesting thing about this is that when I get mutable moon energy, as with many others, naturally Piscean energy is what come to mind, and how that ties in with this full moon energy of surrendering to the divine, as it is that energy of the eldest sign, is that, Scorpios, I think that where there could be a little bit of rigidity when, as someone who has like fine standards and fine tastes and stuff, when you finally invest in something, or you finally settle on something, or give this or that a chance, I kind of want that to be it. And take that from your sister, and opposite sign Taurus, myself. I understand, it's like when something becomes of normalcy, you'd like to keep it that way. And I can understand that. However, if a situation's not to be a forever situation, if a person's not meant to be a forever person, and so on and so forth, right? Let it ride. It becomes clear and evident at that point that there was already a lesson therein that you were supposed to get. Okay, instead of feeling like, oh my God, I don't want to let go of this, or I'm going to ignore the red flags, or whatever. Just feel like, okay, well, if the universe is kind of hinting at this tower moment, maybe that means that whatever I was supposed to get out of this already happened. Let's reflect. And once you do surrender to the divine, like that reflection helps yield the answers. You're having that conversation now, So I think there's something that's ran its course for you, Scorpio. Just gonna throw that out there off the jump, and then we're gonna get into this Gypsy Oracle deck here. some decks you can actually like shuffle like this, and then others you like, ooh, you don't want to bend them. These I can kind of get away with that without bending them once or twice. Well, bam. Okay. We've got the Pleasure Seekers card. For those of you who've been with me for a good long while, you remember this deck. I had to get a new one because I damaged the last one, so these are going to be a lot more clear. But you remember these cards here. And then we've got Love. And then we've got Wedding. Okay. I'm getting quite a few things from this energy here. I will say, Scorpio, if you always find yourself in third-party situations, like there are other cards in this deck that would scream it more normally, but I notice that this isn't the first time that I've gotten this particular combo in a spread before. It's been years, like eons, but when it has, the once or twice that it has signified that same thing. So how is that relative, right? How is like the third party scenario relative? If you continue to find yourself in situations where, you know, you attract someone who's compromised, or you at some point get bored and then find yourself starting to become compromised, or there are heavy issues around commitment, usually. Now, of course, this is your perspective, so I'm going to say, like, based on what you're receiving non-committal energies. But I'm going to have to say, like, overall, if I'm looking at it from, like, a higher self point of view, it's only a reflection, darlings. So, this is starting to bring up, like, the commitment issues that you have that are starting to reflect in your life. And, it's weird because the commitment issues that you have, I think, keep you from great relationships that are actually fulfilling, while also the commitment issues that you have allow you to so easily jump into compromising things that you know are just like gonna be fluff from the jump, most likely. That's interesting. But I do sense that the current situation that you're in, for any of you Scorpios that are involved in something, like, I don't feel like it's the course that it's running, which I think, you know, from what I'm gathering here, is the natural course. This isn't going to be it. Like, if I'm keeping it real, this isn't going to be it. And it's not like you're going to have to wait that long to see it or to find out. This is meant to show you, like, about the commonalities and these things that you keep attracting, right? And they're not meant to stay. They're just meant to show you, like, hey, face yourself. Hey, maybe let's keep it real, not be so much of a victim. Find yourself to be so much of a victim to things, because things, for one, aren't meant to, you know, to hurt you, but they're meant to grow you. And then two, you just got to understand what you're attracting. I'm not saying that for those of you that have had anything like really horrible happen to you that you deserve it. What I am saying is that we have to see our role in things and even if it's not like what we are like doing ourselves that's mirroring back at us, it's like, what are we saying to the universe that like is okay for us to accept? What are we telling everybody we accept? Because whatever they keep doing, you know, whatever those commonalities are, whatever they keep doing is what we are screaming to people that we accept. If we were a store that sells sandwiches, I mean, if we were a place that sells hella sandwiches, when you look at us, you're probably gonna assume that we sell fucking sandwiches. You see what I'm saying? It's like, that's a sandwich shop. That's a fucking sandwich shop. That's a fucking sandwich shop. Like, if we slinging hella gelato, you might think that we're a fucking gelato shop. Actually, you know, we sell hella confectionery, but you might not know until you come by the shop. Just saying. What are we screaming to people that like they will associate us with, treat us as, know us by, whether that's all that we are or not, you know? And of course, that's never all that, you know, one is, but because the divine is trying to have you change and shift, and um, everybody that you try to put, you know, the work into, like give them the load to do, even if they're like, oh baby, I could take that load or whatever, like every time you try to give somebody that load, it's just going to be put in the hands of people that are still trying to figure out what the fuck it is that they want. Because the person who is distributing that load clearly is figuring out what the fuck it is that they want. Because that load that they're distributing, they're not taking care of themselves, right? So that's how it mirrors back. And that's where it ends up in all of these compromise situations. So, like, you've been on a good solo journey, but I think more ownership might be necessary here. Okay, so guys, there's gonna be last little note I got from you. Be prepared for a finality of like some divorce papers for those of you who are getting separated from somebody. And this is already something that's happening. I mean, I've got wedding lord and wife on the board, you know. Love combo with wedding and then lord and wife. I would say like if be prepared for somebody to say that they want a divorce. Like if you're already waiting for a divorce to be final, it's going to be. Maybe it's before you know it, and maybe that's a coping period for some of you. For others of you, like somebody's going to drop that to you, or maybe it's you. Like, you know, this whole reading could have been from the inverse. So like I said, take the energies as it resonate, and you know, there might be a cross watcher in the room or so, who knows? But like, there's somebody who's going to be like wanting to make a divorcee out of somebody. I can't say I get like, yeah, such interestingly direct tea-filled readings. That might not be the most bubbly, but here it is, the real deal, Holyfield. Yeah. Be prepared for that news. If you are in a marriage, you know it's rocky, and you probably aren't the one who's wanting to walk away. Might want to have that line of communication open to really see where someone is at, or just, you know, whatever it is, so that you're not surprised. This video here could be a message from Spirit, so that you're not surprised. But yeah, that's what I got for you, Scorpios. Let me know how you guys resonate with this video in the comments, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Drop a like to HK Readings, and I will see you for the next video. Much love.